If you clicked on this video, I know now that you are a true Batman fan. That, or you could be just waiting for me to confess that this wasn't as great as I originally thought it was. Or you just watch whatever I post, no matter what the title. Either way, let me start out by saying that I decided to do this because I felt like I owed you guys more. In my original official review, which was posted on July 20th, I basically said how this was the best film of the year. No other film can beat it, etc, etc. That hasn't changed at all. This is still, by far, the best film of the year. I just figured I'd tell you guys certain things that I love and appreciate about this film after having seen it now for a second time. And no, I did not settle for seeing this in a regular theater. Who do you think I am? Why, do you ask? Because after all this time, it is still in the IMAX, and it'll be gone soon because Skyfall is coming out. Also, and more importantly, by seeing this in IMAX, I am respecting the filmmakers. They went out of their way to get what ended up being an hour of IMAX footage into this film. And words cannot even begin to describe how beautiful the IMAX footage looks on the IMAX screen, which is how it is meant to be seen. And while this second time wasn't as, I don't know, grandeur as the first time, I still loved every second of this film. Not a single frame is unnecessary. Every single shot progresses the story. And my favorite line in this entire movie remains to be, "So that's what that feels like." I love that line. Now, for those of you watching who, for whatever reason, have yet to see this movie, I will be spoiling stuff. Now you've been warned, so let's get to business. First, I want to address the fight scene. The first one where Bane breaks Batman's back. One of the best fight scenes ever caught on film, and in the top 3 in my book. Not a single shot is shaky cam. We get wide angles. The sound effects really hit you. And by the end, like Batman, you are exhausted, but in a good way. The reveal of John Blake's secret name, Robin. Now, believe it or not, the first time I saw this, the moment that happened, a huge round of applause rang out throughout the entire theater, and I joined in with a big smile on my face. The surprise cameo by Cillian Murphy, one of the best moments in the whole film. I also love how Anne Hathaway is never once referred to as Catwoman. She's always referred to as the cat burglar, and that made her character that much more believable, that much more real. Like, she was not a comic book character, this was a real life character. Bravo. Now let's talk about the biggest talking point this film has brought up. And it all started back when the prologue premiered in front of Mission Impossible 4. Bane's voice. What? If you, like me, saw the prologue then and then went to see the movie, then you know just how big of a difference the voice quality was. A lot of people have complained about this non-stop. It's distracting, and it's like Sean Connery mixed with something else. To be honest, and I am being honest, I'm not just, giving this movie more props, I was not bothered by it. And I don't think he sounded like Sean Connery. He sounded like Tom Hardy, but muffled. When I saw it opening day and I heard the edited voice for the first time, I just smiled because I could understand him perfectly. Sat back and relaxed. Then there's the length. True Batman fans do not complain. I mean, Nolan gave you a 2-hour, 45-minute epic. What are you complaining about? It's the final film. The final film in his trilogy. Be happy it's this long. Savor it. Next, I would like to address the cinematography. Wally Pfister, as you know, is my favorite DP. And let me tell you, if this film is not nominated for Best Cinematography, we got a problem. It'd be nice if Nolan could get some recognition for his directing, but sadly, I don't think that's gonna happen. As unlikely as it is for this film to be nominated for Best Picture. We all know how the Academy works. Though I think that Lee Smith has a really good chance of being nominated for Best Editor, because the editing is phenomenal. The first time I watched this movie, I never once thought about the editing, which is the mark of a truly great editor. And while every performance is brilliant and everybody brings their A game, I don't see any nominations happening. If somebody does get nominated, that'd be great. They deserve it, but I don't see it happening. And finally, I would like to talk about something that hit me like a brick the first time I saw it, and it still impressed me this time. The final shot in this movie is one of the top 3 best, most memorable final shots I have ever seen in a film. And I have seen plenty of final shots in my time. The second it came on, the first time I watched this movie, I said to myself, that's the final shot. It is one for the ages. The way it's framed, the way the music swells at the end of it. Pure perfection. I love this movie so much. And the reason why it is the best film of the year for me is because just like every other film currently on my top 10 list, it's not just a film that you keep thinking about after you've left the theater. It's not just a film that gets people talking. It's one of those rare films where after seeing it, I'm inspired to go out and make my own movies. The films that inspire others to make art, whether they're on track in life to do that or not, are the kinds of films we remember for all time. When years from now, when fans of this generation, like myself, are making their own Batman movies and are asked what inspired us to make it, all we gotta say is Nolan, and they will understand. The Dark Knight Rises is pure cinema, and my rating remains 5 out of 5 stars. For those of you that took time to watch this in its entirety, thank you. Really. Both Batman and I appreciate it.